Hello. My ponytail is so crooked and it looks ridiculous. So, but whatever. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for Teen Mom OG, Season 7, Episode 2. This is only Episode 2, and I promise you it had my blood pressure all types of high because, man, Ryan and Maci, I just can't, oh, Jesus, I have someone, Ryan and Maci I'm saving for last is because I kind of went in the order how the show started, so that's just what it is. But I have, Ryan, just, I'm going to get your ass together. But I hope everyone had a great day today. I hope everyone has a great tomorrow. But when this goes up, it'll be late Monday night, early Tuesday morning. So I hope everyone had a good day and is going to have a good day. Just figured out that today was be 2 episodes of Teen Mom 2. So this will be episode 2. I'll review episode 3 hopefully tonight. It's only midnight and I'm usually up till 4, so I'm pretty sure I'll still do it. But it just might be it might not be uploaded until like the morning time because YouTube takes some time sometimes. But anywho, so this episode was good. It was very interesting for the most part. I'll do, who am I to do first? I think I'll do Catelynn because Catelynn and Tyler's situation was kind of the easiest one of the 4. Catelynn and Tyler were basically they're starting their clothing line for kids, which I think it was if it wasn't last season where they brought up that idea, it was the season before that. But I do remember them saying that they wanted to have a baby's clothing line, so that was kind of cool. And they did a photo shoot, and the photo shoot was actually done here in Michigan because I'm a Detroiter. It was done downtown Detroit. So the area that you guys saw was downtown Detroit, as I said. It's at our riverfront. We have different things down there. So it was really cool to see them utilize that public space and to show people that Detroit actually has great, nice places that you can go have fun. And it's not dangerous, okay? So I think people need to understand that sometimes. So, later on they're celebrating the whole clothing line situation, and they're at their home with their friends. Well, like a friend, I think somebody's mom. I think Catelynn's mom was there. And, they discussed how they want to possibly have another baby. Possibly a boy, since they've had 2 girls. Tyler wants a boy, as, most men do. So, that was the whole gist of their storyline today, which is them having different conversations about having another baby. They were even in the car talking, and, Tyler said to her, hey, just, do whatever you need to do physically to make your body fertile. Because we know that she is on I think she said she has is it IUD? I can't think of the name right now. I didn't write it down. But it's a form of birth control that is inserted into your cervix, so you can't get pregnant. So you have to have that removed in order to start being able to be pregnant again. So he was like, get that situated basically, and let's just, not even think about it, not put any pressure on ourselves. But, once your body is able to get pregnant, it'll just happen. He's like, matter of fact, you should surprise me with it. And she's like, really? Gonna be surprised this time? He's like, yeah, just surprise me, just do what you have to do, and maybe give it to me in a box or something, and say, hey, I have a surprise for you. She's like, yeah, but if I say that, you're gonna know what the surprise is. And he's like, well, no, like, put it in like a Batman box. When I tell you I busted out laughing when he said put it in a Batman box, because that really is a good idea. I mean, now I know it was crazy that she won't do a Batman box, but I think it'll be cool if she does surprise them in one way or the other, with like a pregnancy test in there, or like a baby bib, or something that's like you're a dad again, or whatever like that. I think that would be cool. Later, Kate mentions how she's gonna go get a pap smear done, and Tyler's like, "Oh my God, you're horrible at keeping secrets because you're going to get a pap smear to have your birth control removed. So now I know that you're going to do it." He's like, "Again, I wanted to be surprised." She's like, "Oh, you're right. I guess she didn't think he would put 2 and 2 together, but he did." And she's like, "You know what? I'll just plan it later, and I'll just go on a regular day to do it, and I just won't tell you." He's like, "Yeah, you have to. You can't tell me stuff like this. Let's try to make it be, a surprise, so that way." And I think it's a way so that he doesn't have to be stressed, so his body can react the way it needs to react, and also her body cannot be stressed either, and it can be a natural flow of things. Later on, she's having a conversation with like one of her friends and everything, and well, no, before that, they were just basically talking about how they're both nervous still because you remember Kate had postpartum with Nova. I don't know. I don't remember if she had it with Carly. So she's kind of, well, she and him both are concerned that she can get it again because that's a high possibility. And this also just, concerned, not even, well, concerned and also just, worried about just babies. New babies are, they yell, they scream, they cry, they poop. It's a lot that goes into having a child. And even though you love that child, it's still a lot of stress going into it. So, it was that whole situation. And then lastly, she was basically having a conversation with one of her old friends. Just, they were just talking about how, she's, older now, how, Carly is 8 years old now. And she's, the friends asked, like, do you ever think about how your life would be different if you wouldn't have given her up? And she's like, oh, absolutely, especially now that, she's older, because she would have been, an older sister, could have been a help to Nova. She's like, but the thing about that is, if I would have kept her, who's to say what my life would have been now? Me and Tyler might not have stayed together. I might not even have Nova. We don't know that if we would have kept her, that we would have still had this life that we have, which is absolutely true. Sometimes people make choices and their life turns out to be okay, and they think, well, dang, I didn't have to get to do this. But if you don't do certain things, it doesn't mean that you'll follow the exact same path to where you are currently happy. So I'm glad that she recognizes that just because she gave her up doesn't mean and that she's now okay and that she's now stable, that she could have kept her and still have gotten this particular future for herself. She's like, with the parents that we had, me and him could have broken up. With us having a kid living with our parents, it could have been a completely different situation. And that's really true. And it's good that she kind of figured that out. So that's all that happened with her story. With Farrah was pretty easily as well. Farrah was basically looking for a house. This is, Farrah is basically homeless and living with her father, for lack of a better term. She sold one house. She is renting out another house that she has, and she just hasn't gotten. She hasn't gotten. I hate when I think about if I'm using proper English. And she has not gotten another home just yet. So she's basically, her daughter, all her pets, and a horse is living in her father's house, and her father's girlfriend lives there too. I'm assuming because the girlfriend makes like, yeah, we're all gonna be in the house, with 1.5 baths. That's a lot, very, very, very much so a lot. We did see how she went to LA to look for a house because she wants to move. And Farrah was a little less aggravating today, on this particular episode. She wasn't as bad. It was funny seeing how she has moved a lot of her stuff into her dad's house, and he's like, my OCD is kicking in, and because there's clutter everywhere because she has a lot of stuff. So they showed the room where her stuff was, and there was a lot of stuff in trash bags, just stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, but we're gonna just make it work. So while she's in LA, looking for a house, why I keep saying so much? I'm sorry about that, people. If I say again, just just ignore me. But she is in LA looking for a house, and she's meeting with a realtor. Now, I don't know if she knows this realtor in real life, if this is someone who she's friends with, because this realtor for me was a little bit extra, solely because she kept saying, girl, we're gonna be friends, and you have me now, and you have to live in Beverly Hills. And I watched like $1 Million Listing. I watched Flipping Out. I watched a lot of the flipping shows, the realtor shows, because I like home things. I like seeing that kind of stuff. She to me was very pushy. She was a little bit too friendly, a little bit for me. That's something like I wonder if like they know each other and that's why Farrah's using her. Because the whole time the realtor just kept saying, you have to live in Beverly Hills. You just have to live in Beverly Hills. And my thing is, when you move to LA, there are so many cities that you can live besides, Beverly Hills. And that's just my personal opinion. I don't even live in California. I live in Detroit. That's like if someone moves to Michigan, they say, you know what? You have to live in Detroit because Detroit is one of the most popular cities here. Or no, you don't. You can live in any of the cities you want to live in, as long as that's where you want to be and you find where you like. But I'm like, you can't tell me where I have to live, girl. Bye. Don't spend my money for me. So, they do go look at a house. The house was nice. It seemed huge. It seemed like it had like a lot of doors and ways to get around, like it could be a possible maze. Beautiful scenery. It was a really beautiful bathroom. It looked spacious. It had like 3 levels. It was really, really nice. But I guess she didn't like the neighborhood or whatever. Wasn't it Compton? I mean, where was it? It was a nice place or whatever. And but she's like, I like the house, but I just don't like the neighborhood. So they're then in the car, and she's saying like, well, I need to also find out where the best cemeteries are here. And I'm thinking like, girl, you burying a body? Like, who you want to bury in LA? And she's like, why do you want to know where cemetery is? Like, why would you want to know that? She's like, well, no, I want to update my will, and I felt like if something was to happen to me, they would try to bury me in Iowa, and I don't want to be buried in Iowa. So I'm like, but you want to be buried in LA? Who's gonna visit you in LA if you're the only one in LA? But you can be buried wherever you want to be buried. I get that. So she was saying how she had recently updated her will, and because she cut her mom out of her will because her mom has this new fiance. And I'm like, do she know this lady? Because even though people watch the show, even if people watch me on YouTube, I still don't want to divulge my, like, I would never say like where I work. I would never give personal details about myself to just too much to strangers, because you have to keep some kind of mystique about you. You want people to get to know you, of course. Like, I think you guys got a sense of who I am and how I'm friendly and extra all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just be sitting with strangers saying I'm blood type OB negative. This, you can't just, some stuff you keep to yourself. So when she brought up how her mom, the fiance, she doesn't like her mom's fiance, because she cut her off the will. She's like, because God forbid something happens to me and Sophia ends up with her and those people, and they're just, what she called them, those fake people. And I'm like, you talking to the realtor like she know you. And I was just confused, like, and I get, Sophia's her daughter, and if she does not want Sophia to live with her mom, that's absolutely her, own choice. Let them be. The only other option, though, is either your dad or her, or Derek's, the father's family. So I get, put that in your will, have it be what it is. What struck me as odd is when Farrah is saying this, the realtor later then said, you know what, you have me now, you have me now. And I'm like, but does she? Like, you just a realtor. And she's like, I just want you to know, if something ever happens to you, I'll help your daughter out. I would have been weirded out by that, because unless my realtor is like my friend, like I've known you forever, we like hang out, like, we're close. Don't tell me if I die, you gonna help my daughter. Like, I don't want strangers. It was very awkward to me. That's why I'm like, I wonder if they like know each other. But who knows? But she doesn't end up finding the house while she's looking. Everyone knows, house hunting is tedious. It takes time, especially when you're buying a house. If you're like renting an apartment, as long as you like the place, you don't have to like be in love with it, because you don't have to live there forever. But buying a house, you're thinking it's going to be at least forever. You know what I'm saying? So you don't buy a house planning to move. So I think it's good that she's kind of taking her time to figure it out. So she's stuck at her dad's house still because she doesn't have a house, and he said it's fine. With all these dogs and cats and horses and parrots and whatever else they got. 4 people in in a 1.5 bath home, we'll just make it work. They then showed her mom, who's at home making the bed, and she's saying how she thinks it's kind of weird or crazy that Farrah is living with her dad when I guess she has an open house, literally a house that's open for her to live in, that's across the street from her, but Farrah didn't want to move there. So she says how she loves Farrah, and basically she has to love her from afar. I want to mention this. Farrah's mom's lips look horrible. Like, I was looking at them, I'm looking like, that's how they look. I just can't, you know what I'm saying? I have regular size lips, you know what I'm saying? So I think if I was to get like my lips like done or something, it would look horrible. But I don't get how people get their lips done and they see them and they don't realize I shouldn't get my lips injected anymore. I feel like her mom keeps getting her lips done, but they look like the bottom lip looked like it was hanging over and it wasn't moving. Like, she was like, when I talk, my lips move with me. When she talked, like, her lips were not moving. I'm looking like her lip is dead. Like, the bottom lip is dead. girl, I just wouldn't be able to do it. She'd just be a fence. Um, so, and that was the end of Farrah's story, which is her. Yeah, so that was the end of whatever. Amber and Matt. Amber and Matt, Amber was saying how they're not engaged anymore. Matt doesn't like that. So Matt kind of is upset, thinking, I haven't done anything wrong. Why am I still being punished for, whatever I could have possibly did before? We're over that. So, you shouldn't be punishing me, basically. So he kind of gets mad and he leaves. He goes out of town for a few days to give them some space. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Amber's mom and her brother come into town to visit. It was cool. And it's basically just her having family time this whole episode. Her mom, her brother, Gary and his wife, Christina, the kids, all going on the boat. And I felt like it was great because it just showed how far they have come. We all remember how volatile Gary and Amber's relationship used to be. Even after they separated, he was with Christina, it was still tough for them to be around each other, not be arguing and fussing and fighting. So to see them like on Gary's boat, having a full-on family day so that Leah can see her parents together in the same, her mom, her dad, her stepmom, her grandmother, her uncle, her sister, because the baby was with Christina. It was wonderful. I think it was a really good look. I think Amber seemed very relaxed, and she needed that bit of a break to maybe realize that Matt ain't the one, girl. She needs to live and let it go. And she says how she did feel like she needed a break to just kind of clear her mind. It was nice just seeing her and Christina being able to both be on a boat and kind of just sunbathe and just be in each other's presence, and it's a natural family day, as I put it down here. I thought that was a great thing. With them later, see how they're all at dinner, and Leah was saying how I think like Leah went to the bathroom, Amber went to the bathroom, and Leah wanted to go with her, and Leah was saying like, I don't get to spend that much time, so I feel like when we're together, we should spend all our time together. I thought that was adorable. It reminds me of my nephew where, he'll call me, he'll FaceTime me because I don't see him every day. He lives like 30 minutes away, but because I work late hours and he goes to school, he's 11, I can't physically see him every day. So he will be like, what, TT, because you're so busy, I feel like we should, like he called me yesterday and said, we should go to the movies to go see Jumanji when it comes out, because he knows I am on vacation from work and he'll be on vacation from school. So it's cute to see when kids love their person, their mom, their dad, their aunt, their uncle, and they want to spend that extra time with that family member because they know they don't get that much time. And it shows also how much Leah loves her mom. Like, they have a very, very, very close, great relationship. I think that's a really good thing. So, Matt even says to Amber, if you need any help, once Matt comes back, and like, if you need me to, do anything, let me know, I'm here for you. I'm like, look at these two being adults and co-parenting correct and effectively. It's a great thing for Leah to, my ponytail is cute. It's a good thing for Leah to see, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. So this is literally how I put my hair up in a ponytail when I'm doing my thing. So it's good for Leah to see her parents co-parenting her effectively and how they can all coexist. So yeah, that was a good thing. So the last scene is basically Amber saying her and Matt had a conversation. How they yelled, they argued, but then they got back to the point of what they need to do. And, she's like, well, he just says how, he's trying to do better. And I think, we're going to try to see what, what happens. She's saying how she just feels like Matt needs, therapy or counseling. Her brother, because she said, yeah, he even said that how we can separate our bank accounts and that'll make me happy. So her brother then says, well, what's the big thing about y'all having separate accounts? Like, what happened? Leah said, over the past 3 years of them being together, there was $120,000 that was unaccounted for, that she doesn't know where the money went, that he was just spending money all willy-nilly. She brings up how he was even sending money to his daughter, and she's like, that wasn't his money. It was her money that he was spending because she stupidly put his name on an account with him. That's stupid. She's like, I had no idea where the money went. But she then, because her brother was like, well, that's crazy, I can't believe it. She said, I don't want to just talk about him because he isn't here. And plus, I feel like he's a good guy. He's trying to do better. And, We can just see how it goes. This man possibly used, stole, sent elsewhere, but basically 120 grand is missing. Look, I had an ex-boyfriend. He took $22 out of my purse. Pissed me off. I was very upset. He stole it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? He stole it and I was pissed. And when did that happen? When I got off work that day, I put his ass out. Okay? If you take $22 from me, I'm putting your ass out. We broke up and it was over. And that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. No, I don't want to do what you stole my money. I don't care how you try to explain what you did with it. No, and now it's just $22. Matt has misplaced, used, or did something with 120 grand, and you don't want to talk about him because he's trying to be better. Girl, bye. I said she is crazy, and it wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be me at all. So, Maci and Ryan. Ryan pissed me off this whole episode with his antics. So, Maci's story was basically Ryan's story, because Ryan, as we see, is home from rehab. He was only in rehab for 21 days. I feel like a person who was getting high 3 times a day, spending $10,000 a week on drugs, is not cured, fixed in 21 days. It's impossible. It's completely impossible. He says how, because Mackenzie goes to get him. Oh my God, I'm so happy to have you back. It's a whole new Ryan. Nope, it was the same monkey ass Ryan who we didn't like from other earlier seasons. Yes, he made me mad. He says how for 9 days he was in detox. They had to take some classes, and then he graduated early. So they were trying to stress the point where he didn't leave early. He didn't leave, before he graduated early. I don't feel like a person who is on drugs, who is a drug addict, and this is their first time in rehab, can graduate early. Like, how can you graduate early from something you've never been to before? I don't get it. You've never been to rehab. You have no idea what it feels like to be a sober person or a person who isn't on drugs, because you are smoking drugs. I don't know what he was on. You were doing drugs 3 times a day, spending $10,000 a week. Bruh. It was bullshit. And I feel like him and Mackenzie both is something in the water that ain't clean. I don't know what, but I'm like, the fact that they kept trying to stress, well, you didn't leave early, you graduated early. How does a new drug addict in rehab graduate early? Like, how? And if he was in detox for 9 days, the detox just cleans out your system. Just whatever drug you were on, they replace it with a different drug. That's it. Detox does not mean you're getting any kind of, it's just detox. It's strictly detox. His ass ain't fixed at all. He's not, you know what I'm saying? And, Mackenzie's saying how on the way home, she's asked, would they give you an aftercare plan? He says, will they leave it up to you? So I'm going to try to talk to my therapist once a week. Any drug addict who was doing drugs 3 times a day, spending $10,000 a week on drugs, who does not have an aftercare plan, is going to get back on drugs. Let's just be honest. And people know a part of recovery is relapse. He's not even taking it serious, and he's only been out for a day. How are you able to graduate from a rehab early without having a plan on what you're going to do once you're out of rehab? Shouldn't that be a part of the rehab exit program? Shouldn't it be, we need you to come up with a plan. We need to have some kind of aftercare program in order for you to graduate early. Because you were supposed to do at least 30 days. You got out in 21 days and you don't have an active aftercare program. I call bullshit. She was saying how it was crazy to learn how much drugs he was doing, to go from not knowing anything to hearing that you were doing it, that much. It was kind of shocking to me. He you didn't have a clue. They're again trying to take the blame off of Mackenzie to make it seem as if she had no clue that Ryan was higher than Giraffe Coochie in the goddamn Sahara Desert. Look, everyone was aware that Ryan was high. I was aware he was high, and I wasn't even in his presence. Jesus, fix it. I don't get how they're both trying to make it seem as if Mackenzie had no idea I was hiding from her. You might not have done drugs in front of her face. it ain't no way she didn't realize something was up with you. Something was up. Okay? If Maci knew that you were on drugs, and if Maci heard the rumors, ain't no way Mackenzie didn't hear the same things. Mackenzie ignored it, okay? Because she is a partly enabler of your bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm getting all wrapped up. It just makes me, it pisses me off. He says how, he would lie to Mackenzie daily about where he was going, and how it did not just affect him, it affected everyone around him, he shouldn't do that. He then thanks Mackenzie for helping him. Oh my God. I call bullshit. And it just makes me really mad because I feel like he is making excuses for his fucked up behavior. And I feel like a part of fully recovering is being completely honest in your addiction, to be able to face those demons and not hide from them. And I feel like in one way or the other, they're still hiding things that he did, was going to do, and how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't agree with, basically. Then we hear, Ryan saying how he's been texting Maci, asking to see Bentley. No, I'm sorry. Maci was saying that she was getting text messages from Ryan, asking to see Bentley, but she was like, no one even told me he was coming home. Now remember, Ryan's wife, Mackenzie, wasn't sharing any information really with Maci, so she doesn't know anything. So she's like, he just up texting me like, I want to see Bentley, and she like, I haven't heard from you. I don't know. Basically, she didn't say no, but this is what I'm getting from her. Ryan is saying how Maci isn't answering his call, and how he is tired of her having all this control. This is when Ryan made me want to punch him in the face. Okay, even though I do not advocate violence. He says, I feel bad for Bentley because I feel bad for Bentley living over there with them. Bentley tells me how he's at home. He has to help. He does chores. He helps him with the kids. He helps around the house. He's a kid. He shouldn't have to help them around the house. Who the fuck? What? Bitch, what? It boiled my blood to hear him say how he feels bad for Bentley. You are his father, who has not been as present in his life solely because you don't want to be, you didn't have to be, and you didn't press the issue. You consistently make Maci the issue. You consistently say how, well, it's Maci's fault I don't see Bentley. It's Maci's fault because she has all the control. If you were a good parent, she couldn't have all the control. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't. But you are a fuck up to a certain extent. Now, I'm not saying Maci can't be doing things to make your life a little bit difficult. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the reason she's able to do that is because you are in some way a not 100% present father. Let's be clear about that. We have seen you exhibit that over the years on your own. Okay? On your own. Point blank period. Your parents would say how you need to step up more, how you need to be more present, because if you were, Maci would not be able to have the power that she has with Bentley. But no, you out here getting high 3 times a week, 3 times a day, spending 10 grand a week on drugs rather than be with your son. Bullshit. Pissed me off. Saying how, I feel like, I'm going to call her again and she doesn't respond. I'm just going to go over there. His mom was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I don't think you should do that. And, his mother, being a sound person of reason, at least she tries to stay neutral while at the same time not going against her son, but also not trying to vilify Maci's son. It's a hard path to weave around. But she tells him that everyone, your whole family is here for you to help you get better, including Maci. Like, she's like, Maci isn't the enemy. She's Bentley's mom, and she's protecting her son, even if she has to protect him from his father. Let's be honest. He's like, well, until, and she says, well, I think she just wants to see that you are better before she just allows Bentley to come back over here. Because let's not act like you were not just in rehab. You are not even out of rehab a full 24 to 48 hours, and you making demand. Well, you may have been out for a couple days, but you can't make demands. You are fresh out of rehab, bruh, and you need to talk to Maci beforehand any damn way, because I would assume she would want to know that kind of stuff, So My throat is all, you know. So if she's saying that, like, you know, she just wants to see you better. Well, I am better. And she's like, well, I think she wants to see that. I think she wants to see that before she, you know, just kind of lets him be here or whatever. He's like, we know until then, I don't know her shit. Ryan, you are the most entitled asshole I've ever seen. You are literally out of rehab and you're pissed that you can't see your son. When the last time that we saw you on camera, you were driving in the car high with your future wife and you could have killed all y'all. You're not responsible. You're not. And even though you are his father, you are, yes, you absolutely are. But you have issues that you need to fix on your own before you try to say what Maci should. Boy, bye. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? We then see him texting her and he's like, you know, she's not responding. You know, it's just so stupid. And I think Mackenzie said, we know, say please. Because he was being an asshole. He was being an asshole Ryan. And he then calls her and he kind of leaves an asshole message like, I've been calling you, I've been texting you, you're not responding, and I wanted, you know, you need to bring Bentley over here. And, you know, if you don't respond, you know what I'm saying, I'll just come over there. Technically, that's like a threat. You know what I'm saying? The way his tone was, it was a threat. You know what I'm saying? He might not be saying, I'm come over there and kill you. What he's saying is, I'm angry and pissed off, and because you're not answering my calls, I'm pissed off enough to come over there and do what? Because if I'm not answering your call, if I'm not, let me not respond. Let me respond when I'm ready. Y'all, you've been gone for a whole month and I haven't heard from you or your wife or anyone in your family. So you can't just out the blue call me and be like, bring my son over here. No, I'm not going to do that. So, because he then says, when he hangs up the phone and leaves the message, he's like, you know what, I'm getting pissed off. And if I don't get him, you know, if I don't get to see him, I'm going to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hurt someone. Who are you going to hurt? Huh? Who you gonna hurt? Again, threat. A person out of rehab ain't acting like that. They not. I feel like it almost seemed like he was high. It did. As if he was just smoking dope, you know, or doing, I don't know what it is. So, Maci and Taylor been talking, and she's like, you know, he's sending me these crazy messages, saying how I have to bring him Bentley, you know, and I hope he understands, you know, that's not how it works. He can't talk to me like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna happen that fast. We're not gonna act like, you know, nothing's changed. We need to have a conversation because again, no one told me anything. I don't know where he went, how long he was there, what happened. I have no information. So before I'm going to let them get Bentley, we need to have a conversation. You know, Taylor even says how, you know, anyone in her situation would absolutely wouldn't just hand their child over to a person who was fresh out of rehab. Of course, you know. And the episode goes off first and, you know, she just had to talk to him. I mean, pissed me off. But put your comments below. I'm about to watch the second part of the episode, you know, and I will review it. So please comments below. And I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. And this is my review of Teen Mom OG Season 8, Episode 2. Peace.